Hi, Krista O'Leary here, CEO of Home and Harmony. I wanted to put together a message for everyone, and especially for those that are dealing with the ramifications of the most recent hurricane that hit Texas. My heart just absolutely goes out to those people and the devastation that they're dealing with currently in their life, and the challenges of needing to move out of their homes quickly, and knowing that their homes are flooded and their communities will never be the same. Actually, their lives will never be the same. And my heart just really goes out to the people that are suffering with this. My prayers are obviously with them, as I'm sure yours are with them as well. But I wanted to create a video for you so that you understood that what they're going through is not only something that is impacting them now, but it's something that is going to probably impact them for, unfortunately, years to come. And I say this from experience. And my experience is that in 2015, our home was destroyed. Initially, 60% of the house was destroyed because of ice dams. And then because we were in a battle with the insurance company and the roof was compromised, the rest of the house flooded out. So we were without a home, but we were blessed. And we were blessed in the fact that we had the ability to, move to a different location. We had the ability to rent a house. We had the ability to take out actually another mortgage to rebuild the house because the insurance company did not give us everything that it took to put the house back together. And what we've seen, I share that experience with you because I want you to know that unfortunately, what the people are dealing with in Texas with their homes being destroyed, I hope they don't have to go through, the turmoil and really agony and disruption that our family had to go through starting in 2015. The winter of 2015, as of right now, the construction part of the insurance process is completed, but all of the contents that were ruined in our flood, that has not come to an end as of now. So here we are, 2.5 years in, and that has not been settled. Again, I hope that won't be the experience of those that are dealing with, the flooding that's happening in Texas right now. But, sort of history, not only my history, or my family's history, but also if history, demonstrates and shows us anything, unfortunately, there is a pretty good likelihood that these people are probably going to have to go through some of the trials and tribulations that we went through, or those, that with other hurricanes and other natural disasters have had to go through. And, I was looking through a quote regarding Hurricane Sandy that happened in 2012. And this was an article that was written in 2016. And let me read you just a short snippet, just a short quote from this article of these people who, in New Jersey and New York, who were suffering from the hurricane that struck in 2012, what they call the superstorm. And they said, quote, and they're talking about the people who their houses were either completely destroyed or flooded and extensive damage. It says, quote, many got mired in the red tape associated with disaster aid programs were ripped off by contractors or got lowballed by private insurers. And after Sandy, there was a new twist on the trauma of recovery, something even Katrina survivors were largely spared. Private insurance companies that manage flood policies for the National Flood Insurance Program often refuse to pay the full cost of rebuilding. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, which administers the NFIP, finally agreed last year to reopen 142,000 claims and assess whether homeowners got lowballed. More than 2,000 have sued the agency. Some of the private insurance adjusters involved face criminal charges, unquote. And I share that with you because even though our eyes began to open regarding the insurance industry as a whole, even though our eyes began to open with Sandy, and from 2012 when Sandy struck and 2016 when they began to reopen these cases, because the insurance companies were lowballing what it actually took to rebuild houses. They didn't want to have to pay that money out to homeowners who had invested in their insurance. It's still an issue today. And I can tell you that from experience because that's exactly what happened to us. The point of me sharing these things with you is, number one, I really want to open your eyes to the insurance industry. And the reason that I want to do that is that I want you to be aware so that you can protect yourself. Just in case a natural disaster happens to you, I want you to have your eyes wide open and know and understand how the insurance companies work, how the insurance industry works, and how you can best set yourself up to protect yourself. I want to help those who are currently dealing with the insurance industries. There are lots of little loopholes. Literally our house that is a relatively larger home, if I had ever said the word mold, again, we were dealing with water, we were dealing with a flood, we were dealing with many months. So let's just say there perhaps was mold. If I'd ever used those words with an insurance agent, our coverage would have dramatically reduced. They would have only had to pay, I don't know the exact numbers, but I want to say $10,000 total for the loss of the home if the mold word had ever been used. It was a joke between us and our public adjuster that the mold word was a 4-letter word and I had to take it out of my vocabulary. So again, just a couple of things that I want to share with you, whether you are actually dealing with the floods yourself personally, and my heart goes out to you and your family and your community, or those who aren't dealing with that. But I just want you to know that if you're not dealing with it, that it's really important to get informed so that you can set yourself up for success, so that if in case of a natural disaster or something happening to your home, you're protected. So that's one point of why I'm sharing this with you today. The second thing that I ask is that if you can do something for these people in Texas who are, their lives have forever been changed. And I really mean it when I say forever. Our family has been dealing with our insurance stuff for 2.5 years. I say that we've made a lot of lemonade out of a bunch of terrible lemons that were handed to us. Here I am. I'm actually, this is the last day in our beach house. This is one of the amazing lemonade stories that came out of our experience. But it's one of those things that we were really blessed, and we were really fortunate that we could, handle taking on an additional mortgage to rebuild our house. Most people don't have that luxury. So I ask you that if you can support these people in Texas, do what you can to support them. And lastly, I want those that are suffering from this ordeal to know that you are in our prayers, you're in our thoughts, you're in our hearts, and the Home and Harmony community is behind you. And if you need support in any way, please reach out to me. I'm happy and willing to answer questions the best that I can, given the experience that we have gone through as our family. So again, the Home and Harmony community supports, loves you, and is sending you as much support as we can. So blessings to all.